Hi guys, it's Kimberly. In a moment, I'm going to turn the camera to my desk. We're going to do some automatic writing for the collective, as well as pull some cards, messages that are coming through right now from the Archangels and from the Ascended Masters. They had given me the nudge pretty much all morning, and it's like 11:30 a.m. now, and they've been nudging me all morning to turn on the camera and to make this video. I really don't know what's supposed to come out. I do know some of the messages I was receiving this morning were definitely about 5D timelines and things like that. But they also told me to go slow, like to not speak ahead of what's coming through my hand. So like they were showing me like to write and then explain it. So it might be a little bit of a slower reading, so bear with me. We'll pull some cards too from the Ascended Masters and Archangel and Tarot deck. This is not necessarily a weekly reading. It's not necessarily a new moon update. I've already posted those. But this is like more of a continuation of that channeled message, like in the dolphin activation. So I think some profound things are going to come through, some things that might be in alignment for you if you're watching this. So like, please have patience. Thanks. The other thing I want to remind you is 3 like housekeeping things. 1, intuitive guidance sessions. I've just put up the mini sessions. They're half-hour sessions. I introduced those back in mainly because they're meant for those who have already worked with me, who want to check back in, get an energy update. Maybe you're stuck, maybe some sort of energy has shifted and you want to check in. So those are up on the website, and you can book the 30-minute or the 50-minute. Twin flame guidance sessions, I have an April special, you guys. When you're registering and when you're scheduling the session, just put the coupon code April10 in all caps. It'll save 10% off those sessions. And then SMG Summer Camp, you guys, registration is open. People are registering. This is an amazing program. I talked about it in the video I posted yesterday or the day before. I explained everything. It's in the video that is called like your Ascension, Identity, and Transformation, because this is a transformational program. So it starts in May. We're in April already. Check it out. See if it's something that's feasible for you. If you have questions, let me know, okay? So I'm going to turn the camera now. Hopefully I can do this somewhat gracefully. Ooh, look at those green trees outside. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. We're going to look down at the dry erase. Okay. All right. So like I said, I don't know really what's going to come through, but they wanted me again to do it this way. So, so we'll just kind of put, Ascended Masters. And if I have a specific message from one of the guides, one of the masters, one of the archangels, I'll let you know who it is. If I don't know, or it's not important, I won't be mentioning it, okay? Okay, so we're just gonna see what comes out. Okay, this is what they have to tell us. So the first thing I got was trouble with home. So then my logical mind was racing, like, okay, is there trouble at home for some of you? Could be. But then they showed me that this is more of, they said to highlight the home, because this is more of a feeling. This is about, I feel like they're saying it's trouble turning home to ourselves, trouble returning home, trouble coming home to ourselves, trouble with the feeling of home. Maybe that we're finding that home is in our twin flame, and we're feeling like we feel empty. They're saying empty. Do you guys see this? I hope you can see it okay. Empty, lost, unknown came as well. And then they pointed over to wondering, and waiting. And then the next thing that came was body, mind, spirit integration equals home. But what I felt like right away was like, I'm like, where's the emotion? And they were like, the emotion's up here. It's where we're feeling empty, lost, unknown. So that actually is showing me that, like, this is the disconnect in our body, mind, and spirit, is the emotional body. So our emotional bodies need to be healed for us to come all the way home, home to ourselves. Let me see if I can move this back just a little bit so you guys can see better. Okay. All right, so our emotional bodies are calling to be healed at this time so that we can come all the way home to ourselves. And what we might be experiencing, I feel like, is, emptiness, like that loss of, like, that person not being there, our divine partner not being here, feeling, upset about the unknown, feeling like we're missing our partner, or maybe we're lonely, or there's something missing we're feeling emotionally. And that's causing us to, like, wonder, wait, maybe just like feels like lower vibration, lower vibe energy over here. And the thing about this integration is that we must acknowledge first that we have these feelings, that there is maybe an emptiness, or maybe feeling lost, or feeling like home resides in someone else, or with someone else. Or maybe it's just like, when is that partner going to show up, or when is my twin flame going to return? Maybe looking around your physical home and, like, thinking it would be better if the divine partner was here. I feel like all that stuff's coming up right now. And so let's ask them, do you guys saw this? Okay. So let's ask them now how I would like to get clarity on how we, from your perspective, higher beings, come home to ourselves. I have goosebumps. Oh my gosh. I just got full chills. So I hate doing this in front of the computer, you guys, because just the interference with the energies, but it's all good. I think it's okay. Like, I tried to neutralize the space and clear the space energetically before I started the video, but I need to do this on the desk. So, my apologies if it, bothers anyone. All right. So we're asking how do we integrate the emotional body? Like, how do we come home to ourselves then, if there's this feeling of emptiness, of, like, something's missing, someone's missing. Okay, so they're saying that self-reliance is how we come home to ourselves. But this is different than like how we look at self-reliance sometimes. Sorry, I'm just gonna fix the tripod. It's different than how we look at self-reliance sometimes. I think sometimes we look at the word self-reliance, we think, you know, we think about that song like, what is it, Beyonce or Miss Independent or whatever. Or we think about like, for the masculine, you might think of like, I've got to do it, you know, I got to be the provider, I got to do it all, I've got to, you know, and for it, sometimes it's very egoic, the definition or the associations that we have attached to self-reliance. They're seeing that like the way we're going to find our self-reliance is through creation and playfulness. And it's opposite of what you would think. Because normally it's like, I feel like normally it's like action, get it done, prove. I also feel like there's probably a lot of fear in this mentality of like, get it done, prove that you can do it, take action. And there's fear, and they're saying like this is gonna be a product of your creativity and playfulness. Like this is how it's gonna come, is by getting creative and playful with your gifts. You're gonna be much more self-reliant, both, I think, you know, on every level, emotionally, financially, in every way. Like abundance is gonna come through here, as well as emotional uplifting and fulfillment. Being creative and playful is going to be very fulfilling for all of you. Getting more into that is something that they're asking us to do right now. But then these words came through, this advice, don't gamble. I'm like, don't gamble. And then they were like, it's get intentional. It's like, don't gamble on what you want. It's not about like, I think sometimes we look at it as this big risk, you know, like a risk. Take action, get it done, prove yourself. But like, it's much more fluid than that. It's much more about getting intentional, and there's no risk. There's really no gamble. It's just more about going all the way into ourselves. So what is that? That's our creativity. That's our playfulness. That's our, it's our spirituality. It's who we are. It's listening to yourself. And they're saying it's loving yourself. That's going to help ease that sort of sense of loneliness, emptiness, something's missing. Anytime we feel something's missing, they're saying it's because of a lack of self-reliance. That does not mean independence. I must do it on my own. That means this ability to go into the fulfillment of self, to rely on self for the fulfillment. And so that's a huge word, is fulfillment. It's really what they're saying is self-fulfillment. But it's relying on oneself for fulfillment. And how do we do that? Creativity, playfulness. It's much less, again, about getting it done, taking action, okay? I'm just going to kind of blank slate it here and then see what else they have to say to us. Okay, Archangel Chamuel. Sorry if I spelled your name wrong. I'm not as familiar with. We'll look him up. Okay, so this is Archangel Chamuel is saying, give back, be of service. This is how we come home to ourselves. So I feel like, you know, we can't give back. Like my take on this is like, we can't give back from an empty cup, right? So like if our cup is empty, we can't pour it into someone else's cup. Right? There's nothing to pour, it's empty. So, but when it's full, our cup, you know, we can, and that creates greater fulfillment. So I think what Archangel Chamuel is saying is like that it's through this, you know, coming home to ourselves that we do fill our own cup. So that we can give back and be of service. And this leads to even greater fulfillment. And again, I feel like this is without expectation. Like in the absence of, sorry you guys, without expectation. So we're giving Archangel Chamuel, let me pull this away a little bit. This is without expectation, giving back, being of service. But remember, we can't be giving from an empty cup. So we must fill ourselves first. We must connect to that creativity, connect to that playfulness, then give back. But that service is going to give us even greater fulfillment. So it's another way to come into, you know, self-reliance, self-empowerment, and self-fulfillment. Okay, someone else is coming in for us too. It's Archangel Gabriel. He has a message for us. He's like writing a poem. Oh my God, you guys are gonna laugh. Okay. I'm sorry this is taking so long. He's giving me a whole poem. Okay, so this is really interesting. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel said, no need to fear. Unknowns, the unknown, I think he's saying the unknowns are clear. Don't muddy the waters with tainted perceptions. All of your question marks can dissolve. Underneath, the waters are crystal clear. So I feel like he's saying, no need to fear. The unknowns are clear. Like where we have question marks, allow them now to just dissolve. Because underneath that wanting to know, I feel like what he's trying to say is like underneath the wanting to know, the needing to figure it out, all of your questions and question marks can dissolve. Like allow that fear, because it's only your fear that is making you ask those questions. It's only your fear that's making you need to know. And when we get that fear out of the way, we allow it to dissolve, then underneath the waters are crystal clear. Have no fear. The unknowns are clear. Underneath the waters are clear, he's saying. He's saying we fill them up with tainted perceptions. And, you know, this is from this is a higher being showing us, you know, what our 3D illusion is. And let's talk more about that, about 3D illusion. So the 3D illusion, fear equals attachment, right? It's only fear that keeps us attached to anything outside of ourselves. Okay? So they're saying love is the gateway to the 5D. So when we start to release the attachments and when we start to release our fears, we can step through these gates, right? It's like the gates that were once locked. Maybe they were locked before, they had a big lock on them. They'll suddenly pop open, right? Like, so the gates are they're gonna open for us. There's gonna be an entryway for us to access the 5D, and the 5D is going to, you know, be shown to us louder and more clear. And then we can allow the universe, and this message did come through for me earlier. I wrote something on social media. If you guys saw on, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook, I posted something about, so they were trying to get this message to me earlier, to just focus right now on the intentions and allow the universe to rise up and meet your timelines rather than focus on the when, the how. We don't need to know the when or how. We only need to focus on releasing, dissolving fear, and in effect dissolving these attachments. Some of you, when I was talking about the dolphin stuff, I'm sure you guys are seeing in the collective, like, the more you release, the more you let go, the louder that telecommunication gets, right? Those sonics get, the louder you can hear that. The more you come into yourself, your unique song, the more you come home to yourself, that self-reliance, that fulfillment from within, and the finding you, the unique you, as I was saying in the dolphin video, the louder and clearer those 5D messages are going to become, the telepathic connection comes. Let's pull some cards and see what they have to show us. So let's go to the Archangels deck first. I'm going to turn it a little bit, okay? Put this up here like that. I can't stand the cards. I can't see. Whoops. I know it wants to stay. I'm gonna put this crystal here. Okay. You guys, these have already been shuffled, but I was just giving them an additional shuffle. Okay. Archangel Michael, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. This is pretty much what they're saying to us, is crystal clear intentions. Remember what I wrote on the board? They were saying underneath the question marks, it's crystal clear. It's clear. The unknowns are clear. They're saying get clear, and at this new moon, set your intentions out clearly without the fear interfering. You know, this is huge. This is very beautiful that this came up, and it very much supports that little meme that I posted today on social media. So thank you, Archangel Michael. We're going to keep dividing here. Passion, in reverse. Archangel Chamuel, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. But this is like about the creativity and the playfulness, right? And that's how we become self-reliant. And it's okay and it's safe now for us to just enjoy ourselves. I feel like the message is that maybe you've not been having enough fun or enjoyment or finding fulfillment through connecting with yourself. But through following your passions, everything lights up in your career, in your love life, and that's pretty huge. Okay, I'm going to split the deck again. Okay, so we have, and actually I'll put this in reverse because that's how it came up. So we have moon cycles in reverse. Okay, I'm going to hold it upright so you can see it. Archangel Chamuel again. So Chamuel is around us. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. So this is saying we need to capitalize on that new moon energy. Okay? You know, I just told one of my clients, like, and sorry if this is TMI for some of you, but I start my menstrual cycles right around the new moon, and just literally started that for me. And of course, like, I'm highly sensitive at this time, and I feel like sometimes it does cloud out the crystal clear intentions, and because of the sensitivities. But I've learned to be aware of it and to work with it. And sometimes it helps bubble up to the surface what I don't want, so that I can ask for what I do want. And same thing for you guys, like, pay attention. Like, how are you working with the moon cycles? Does your, menstrual cycle sync up with it? Do you feel particularly, do you feel like you have heightened manifestation at the full moon? Do you feel like you're setting your intentions, or you've got like heightened energy at the new moon? Do you struggle more at the new moon? Do you struggle more at the full moon? Where is your emotionality heightened? How can you work with this rather than being oblivious to it? Because they're saying we can capitalize on it, okay? And that's something that we must look at. That's why it's coming up in reverse, because we're not paying attention to it enough. And they're saying this can really, like, help us grow whatever it is that we want. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck, and we have in reverse Beloved One, and that is Archangel Chamuel. It's with a C. I spelled it with an S when I wrote it on my board. So he's coming through again, and he's saying, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So it's in reverse. I feel like we need to let him in. There's a reason why he came through, because I've never worked with him before in the automatic writing. So I was surprised when he came through with a message for us. He's saying, let me in. I'm going to help you with your divine partnership. I'm going to help you connect you to your soulmate, or reconnect you. So he's wanting us to work with him in this connection, whatever you're struggling with in your twin flame connection, or in welcoming in a divine partner. Allow him to help you. He's over us right now. There's no doubt about that. So, Ascended Masters, let's see who's here for us now, and what are the messages. Sometimes these, like, gentle, simple messages can be so powerful, and I'm just kind of letting them come through as simply as they're being spoken to me and relayed to me, so that you can find resonance in them in whatever way applies to you, okay? All right, so come out of the closet. So someone who's watching this, or many of you who are watching this, kind of having trouble owning how you feel. You're hiding something or constricting a part of yourself. I feel like it's related to your love feelings, like your love-based feelings. Some of you need to tell your twin flame or your beloved, maybe you haven't talked for a while, maybe there's a facade up where you're playing like casual, or you're playing, you're not sure how the other person feels, so you're playing it cool, or maybe it's just awkward, or you haven't talked, or one of you is being asked to step forth and come out of the closet. So I'm just seeing if some additional messages come. There's a little bit of a message around, like, it's a leap of faith, and I feel like it's more for the masculine. I feel like the masculine's being asked to take more of a leap of faith. they're saying it's not necessarily right now for everyone, but this is going to be happening where masculine's wanting to step forth or come out of the closet. He may be watching you, or like watching your social media, feminine, like kind of checking in, wondering what you're doing. And he's just unsure of stepping forth. So masculine, if you're watching this and this resonates, like they're saying you can take a leap of faith. Also, this might be like where both sides, both the feminine and masculine, are recognizing, both are recognizing what the connection is at a higher level, spiritual level, and needing to kind of, again, I feel like it's the masculine who's needing to tell the feminine, like, I acknowledge this, I know what this is. Whether or not the masculine does feminine, it really doesn't matter, because they do know either way at a higher level. But I do feel like there's more of a conscious knowing that's coming through, but he's scared to own it, to go, oh yeah, I've been watching twin flame videos, or I really have a higher feeling, or maybe I'm coming more in touch with my heart space and this is how I really feel, and it's that feminine expression that's scaring him. But we're going to be seeing more masculines come out of the closet with this. And here we have Lady Nada. So it's mother, wife, sister, daughter. And again, this is all about stepping into our divine feminine expression. And I think it goes well with this message of the masculine needing to step into his, you know, full expression, feminine expression. But I also think this is that message that the archangels were talking about, like, especially for the feminine. She's looking around, she's like, I don't want my house to be empty anymore. I want to have that partner. I want to be a mother. You know, I told you some of you are going to be mothers starting this year, and you're going to become wives starting this year into next year. Like, oh, there's a lot of these coming home unions, but first we must come home to ourselves. And they're saying if you want to be a mom to something. Go give your time to, like, it's not about sitting here and being like, oh, this sucks. When's it ever going to happen? My house is empty. I wish I had someone to watch a movie with, or, you know, I wish I had, you know, that playfulness or laughter in my house. It's more about you guys creating it. They want us to create it. So if you want to be a mother, go, you know, take it, you know, be a foster parent, or go be a big brother, a big sister, or adopt a pet, or, you know, like, start living it now. If you want to be a wife, then, you know, start nesting in your home and, you know, like, nurture your relationships with, you know, other wives and sisters, mothers, daughters, other divine feminine who hold those roles very steady and are really harnessing their divine feminine power. Sometimes when we don't have the things that they have, we're envious, and it's easy to, like, not put ourselves near them. But I feel like the message is put yourself near that energy, because it will inspire you. And there's little ways you can begin invoking it, even if it's not the ideal way that you want right now. This is how we co-create with the universe. It has to be that you start doing it at some level. I feel like the other message here is for the divine masculine is, like, he's recognizing who this is for him, who his beloved is, who his wife is, who the mother of his children is going to be. And as you, feminine, step fully into your feminine power and fill that void of emptiness, like, it's going to magnetize the masculine into you. And it's also going to help him balance his own feminine and masculine energies, step up into his masculine energy as well. Okay? And then we have right Thoth. And it's coming in reverse. This one's for me because they're like, Kimberly, finish your manuscript. And I feel like this is emotional writing. It's also about, like, our writing projects. At this time, at the new moon, there's no coincidence I'm posting this video, like, at during new moon time, write down your intentions, right? What did we were asked to get crystal clear with our intentions. Write them down. I always do this thing, like, you know, if this is what you want, this to play these roles, well, then draw it out. What's that home look like? What does that family feel like? You know, it's kind of like that 10 of Cups energy I keep feeling. Can you write that down? Do you have the courage to ask for what you want? To actually write it on paper and ask for what you want. Bottom of the deck. Oh, I love it. You guys, I'm smiling so big. Father, husband, brother, son. It's Osiris. And look at that. What did I say? I said these coming into your feminine is going to help the masculine. The masculine's trying to step up into that role too. This is showing us that I have such goosebumps. Feminine and masculine roles are starting to balance. A lot of these separations have been very good for you all. A lot of this coming home, needing this space and time to come home to yourself has been very important for both parties. We're being shown we're balancing our masculine energy, and masculine is stepping up into this role. Very big messages. Actually, it makes me want to cry. So I don't know if you all are feeling moved like that, but it's making me feel like that. Okay, let's just pull a card, one card from the tarot, the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. One card, and then we'll complete this reading and these messages. What do we need to know? Both masculine, feminine. Can you validate these messages or clarify further for us? Okay, so they're showing us King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is King of Swords upright. So it feels like some clarity is needing to come, right? And this is what this is all about, is like the swords. We feel like there's a cutting through. We see this in reverse. There's clarity's coming. We need to get out of our own way is the message I feel. And when we do, we can crystallize. That word crystal is coming in, crystal clear. Crystal clear waters. Remember, crystal clear intentions. We can begin crystallizing our 5D timelines. We must get out of our own way in order to get that clarity. And when I say that, I mean we must allow the fear to dissolve. So that means some deeper healing from within us. We don't just go, hey, I'm going to talk myself into out of the fear. We can't do that. That's impossible. It won't last. It won't stick. I've said that many times. Fear is not something we talk ourselves out of. It's something that dissolves by shifting into love and through healing. So this is probably a signal to do that deeper healing work. There's some purging, like whatever fears are blocking us, this is showing like someone who's cutting through to that. But we're seeing it as this person is sort of in the way, and that person represents us. So I feel like we must get out of our own way to have the clarity, to see the truth. And the bottom of this deck is balance, okay? And that's no surprise because we are talking about balancing the divine feminine, divine masculine energies, right? And we are going into another Libra full moon at the end of this month. And balance is highlighted here, okay? And the more we find our balance even with this dance of co-creation. Oh, that's how I do it? Oh, I just go, give back. I give back in a way that fulfills the need within me that I thought was empty. Like I said, like go be a big brother, big sister. Volunteer like that. But from a place of, I have love to give. Not from a place of, oh, I'm so empty because I don't have children, right? And it's interesting too, because this is that image that I drew for you guys, right? Like where I said, you can give back only when your cup is full first, right? And I feel like that's that. This is how they're saying, this is how we're going to do the dance of co-creation with the universe. it's fulfilling the desires that you want, but not in the context that you necessarily want them, and finding the fulfillment in the same way. Does that make sense? So, but your cup must be full first in order to have that exchange and that balance. And once you start doing that, you're going to signal to the universe, and then the universe is going to be able to send you everything that you want, because instead of focusing on the lack of it not being there, now you're co-creating and you're not attached to anything, and you're going, oh, hey, this feels good and I am getting fulfillment from this. So that's the big, beautiful message for us. I'm going to close it up here. I love you guys. And mwah, I'll see you soon. Bye.